Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 124 of Enter Crypto, where twice a day I keep you informed and fully up to date on all things crypto. If that sounds like something you would be interested in, then subscribe to my channel. I put out a new video every 12 hours. So the story today is about Cointelegraph's article, and it's written by David Atlee, and it's titled "British Authorities Split on Banning the Sale of Crypto Investment Products." Policymakers in the UK are divided on whether the sale, marketing and distribution of derivatives and exchange traded notes, that's ETNs, tied with crypto should be banned. So let's get straight into this one and we'll comment after. It's only a short article, I believe. The policy decision makers in the UK are divided on whether the sale, marketing and distribution of derivatives and ETNs tied with crypto should be prohibited when it comes to retail investors. The Regulatory Policy Committee believes the measure, adopted in 2021, is unjustified under the current circumstances. The chief British regulator, the FCA, imposed the prohibition in January 2021. Since then, companies can no longer offer crypto derivatives products such as futures, options and exchange-traded notes, or ETNs, to retail customers. The blanket ban was imposed despite 97% of respondents to the FCA's consultation opposing the disproportionate prohibition, with many arguing that retail investors are capable of assessing the risks and the value of crypto derivatives. On January the 23rd, the Regulatory Policy Committee, otherwise known as the RPC, an advisory public body sponsored by the government's Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, laid out its reasons against FCA's prohibition. Using the cost-benefit analysis, the RPC evaluated annual losses from the measure at roughly £268 million British pounds, or $333 million. As the RPC states, the FCA didn't provide a clear explanation of what specifically would happen in the absence of the prohibition. It also didn't explain the methodology and calculations to estimate the costs and benefits back at the time. On that basis, the RPC rates the prohibition at the red level, which means it is not fit for purpose. The negative review by RPC doesn't necessarily lead to the direct reversal of legislation. However, given the committee's ties to the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, it may mark the different understanding of the reasonable regulation by the FCA and the government. Last year, the British financial authorities made a number of significant efforts to foster the development of the digital industry. For example, designated crypto assets were included in a list of investment transactions that qualify for the investment manager exemption. So this was a law brought about, or I should say an act or a law, I'm not sure which one, but it was a regulation brought in by the FCA, where they basically said that, in essence, it was leveraged trading was now banned for any retail investor. So retail investors are people like you and me, just your average Joe, normal people who want to trade Bitcoin can, but they can't leverage. They can't use leverage with that. So I can't go, for example, if I was in the UK, I wouldn't be. If I was a British resident, I wouldn't be able to loan money from the exchange in order to trade or put a futures bet on for it to either go up or to short it for it to go down. Obviously, it's just not allowed. So I can, although crypto and the sale of crypto is, leverage is not, and so it's legal in Europe, it's legal in the US. I think it's banned in Canada already. But the UK banned this quite early. But I think they banned it before anybody else actually. Certainly in the Western world, any sort of leverage trading. And I actually had a friend that moved. Who was a really good trader. Uses a lot of leverage when he trades, and he left the UK because of this law, because he needed to work. And so he went to Portugal because Portugal's very crypto friendly, especially with the taxes as well. At that time, I'm not sure how it is now, but at that time there was no tax on crypto, so it's a great place to live if you're into crypto. However, I do believe that the EU is putting pressure on Portugal to remove that and to tax it just like you would any other asset. So it looks like now that they are being criticised and scrutinised by this. By the other, sort of the ombudsman of this, and it looks like they are now being critiqued, which is good, because although leverage can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing with it, and that is their argument. That's the the FCA's argument, that it's dangerous for the average investor like me and you. It should only be sort of accredited investors that should have access to leverage. In reality, I believe that everybody should have a choice, and if you want to do it, you should be able to do it. It's essentially a collateralized loan, so there's no risk to the exchange at all. If you don't fulfill your obligations when you get a margin call on your trade, then you're going to get liquidated. It's as simple as that. So I believe we're all adults. We should be able to make our own decisions, and we don't need the government protecting us from this kind of a thing. It's entirely up to us to do it or not do it. But we'll see what happens, because there's loads of other places in Europe you can do it. You can leverage trade as much as you want. So it's and there's nothing bad happening. I mean, people get wrecked, people get liquidated, but quite often, when I first started trading, I was getting liquidated a lot as well. It's just what happens. It's part of the learning process. The important thing is that you are sensible enough that if you do end up getting liquidated and you make a wrong call, or you forget to use a stop loss, then you are only playing with an amount of money that you can afford to lose, and that you're not playing with the rent money or the mortgage money or something like that. So that's what I've got for you. Remember, everybody, to please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Join my team, and I'll keep you updated on all things crypto every 12 hours. Smash the like button if you feel you got value from my video, and I'll see you all in 12 hours time.